Greetings, I'm Amy Benzi, and I'm an online liberal arts mathematics instructor for colleges and universities across the state of Arkansas. I create a valued learning environment where scholars feel useful and intelligent. I offer current, useful, intriguing, and engaging content and projects. We all learn and discover together without parameters. The purpose of this presentation is to describe a mixed methods quasi-experimental study to reveal the development priorities of online liberal arts mathematics courses. As a member of the Arkansas Mathematics Pathways Task Force, I advocate for the mathematics requirements of Arkansas colleges and universities' liberal arts degree programs. The purpose of the task force is to ensure that Arkansas higher education scholars have access to math courses appropriate to their degree programs. The Arkansas Math Pathways Task Force recommended 12 fields of study for the quantitative reasoning math course. The top 3 degrees approved by the task force were degrees in communication, social sciences, and criminal justice. The recommendations made by the Arkansas Math Pathways Task Force were endorsed by Arkansas's governor and by the director of the Arkansas Department of Higher Education. To meet the growing need of flexible online degree programs, many colleges and universities across the state of Arkansas are now offering online degrees, with many programs offering 100% online degree programs. For students needing math remediation, online math courses could keep them from graduating. Here on this chart, provided by the Comprehensive Arkansas Higher Education Annual Report, you can see that of our science, technology, engineering, and mathematics degrees, our certificates of technology, and our engineering degrees. And then you see all of the non-science, technology, engineering, and mathematics degrees. They have the highest need for math remediation. So it can be difficult for online liberal arts mathematics students to finish their degrees 100% online. This chart shows that between our 2-year schools and our 4-year schools, we have a 29% average of our college students in need of math remediation. And of that 29%, here we find that only a little less than 53% of those students ever make it out of their first year of college. So by the time it's all said and done, the state of Arkansas is spending almost $7.5 million annually on math remediation dropouts. This is not just an Arkansas problem. America ranks lower than the national average in numeracy proficiency, according to the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development Program for the International Assessment of Adult Proficiency. A closer look at this data reveals that more than 60% of Americans did not prove proficient at numeracy. The International Assessment of Adult Competencies had many elements of their survey, one of which measured proficient problem-solving skills in college graduates. And it found that less than half of college graduates obtained proficient problem-solving skills. To truly measure the problem-solving skills of college graduates, the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development very strategically collected data from college students between the ages of 16 and 24. The reason they did this is because they wanted to know the problem-solving skills of college graduates, and if they had taken the survey from everybody, then they would not have gotten a true measure, because many people have developed problem-solving skills within their job experience over years. So this is a purged assessment. Here you can see that less than 10% of college graduates held above proficient problem-solving skills, while about 40% had proficient problem-solving skills. And then we see that only about 3%, we had about 3% of college graduates with no computer experience. The content practices and technology taught in college mathematics courses are not relevant to the lives and careers of college graduates. Here is a very abbreviated list of national educational research agencies on a mission to find out how to make college math count for more students. Here you see an abbreviated report of research put together by a team of mathematics instructors and researchers from across the state of Arkansas. They collected data from non-STEM department chairs from each of the 33 colleges and universities across the state, and learned that Arkansas's core college mathematics courses are not aligned with career readiness. Here in these charts, you can clearly see that for humanities degrees, nursing degrees, criminal justice degrees, psychology and degrees, that the core college math course, college algebra, does not contain the content relative to the degree programs. And college algebra is the course taught online for the degree programs, even if those programs accept quantitative literacy. A team of researchers from the University of Central Arkansas conducted a study across the state to find out if graduates have a clear understanding of the skills employers expect them to gain throughout college. And the study revealed that graduates have a misconception about skills employers seek. In other words, college graduates think they're a lot more prepared than employers say they are. College mathematics should require mathematical content relevant to students' degree programs, future careers, and civic responsibilities. This research aims to reveal development priorities of online liberal arts mathematics courses, to determine the effect of an online spreadsheet-based learning environment on student learning and attitudes of mathematics, and to determine students' perceptions of the relevance and usefulness of the content, technology, and assessments of the course. All of this will be done using a mixed methods quasi-experimental study. This mixed method quasi-experimental study will use quantitative data that will be collected by using the next generation quantitative literacy assessment tool to assess student learning outcomes. This study will also collect quantitative data about the attitudes toward mathematics using the Attitude Towards Mathematics Inventory Survey. Both assessments have high internal reliability and were designed for college-age mathematics students. A matched pair t-tests will determine changes in learning and attitudes. The qualitative information for this study will be collected using participant observation. Using students' oral reports that will be coded and organized using a qualitative coding software to explore students' perceptions of the relevance and usefulness of content, technology, and assessments of the course. This qualitative portion of the study will also use the member checking process, where students and the researcher will discuss the researcher's interpretations of student work to validate those findings. The population and sample of this study, the population will be online liberal arts mathematics students attending colleges and universities in Arkansas, and the sample will be volunteer instructors and the students that come with them. This study will reveal developmental priorities of online liberal arts mathematics courses. It will expose developmental priorities, perform action research to identify learning phenomena, present research at conferences, institutions, and to individuals, recruit online liberal arts mathematics instructors and apply to IRB, collect and analyze quantitative and qualitative data, and then report the process and findings of the study. The timeline for this project runs from July 2019 to July 2020. From July 1st to October 7th, the researcher will prepare to conduct the research. By reading and reviewing research, designing a research plan, developing research questions and objectives, choosing tools to get permission and getting permission to use them, applying to IRB, and reflecting and reviewing strategies, and also designing assessments and analytical strategies. From October 1st to January 7th, the researcher will test strategies and tools by pilot testing assessments on the target population, and then finalizing data collection and analysis of strategies, pilot transcription and analyzation of data, pilot commentary coding methods, and pilot reporting methods of data analysis, and also pilot reporting methods of coded commentary, and report any necessary changes to IRB, but only after they've been validated as changes that are absolutely needed. And then once we get into 2020, from January 7th to May 1st, the researcher will implement the research by administering 2 sets of 2 assessments, collecting commentary for coding, transcribing and analyzing data, comparing quantitative data, and creating data reports. Then from May 1st to June 31st, the researcher will be busy reporting the research outcomes by drafting the findings, draft the findings chapter, updating the literature read, complete the remaining chapters, submitting the chapters to a tutor and awaiting feedback, and then revising the draft for formatting for submission, and then of course submitting the research. This timeline is also reported in this Excel format. Here you can see a very nice progression of the tasks until we get to the bottom where the researcher submits the reports. This is a refined report of the timeline with much more detail given to the tasks. And you can see that the refined tasks include planning and preparing to conduct the research, testing the strategies and tools, and implementing the research in Phase 1, Phase 2, and then Phase 3, and then reporting the research. Researchers vow to uphold the highest ethical standards for this research project. Using this mixed methods quasi-experimental study, the researcher understands that unknown outcomes can occur with privacy violations, group dynamics, social interactions, collaborative thinking, independent strategies, and the role of the instructor. So the instructor vows to uphold research ethics and to use research findings for the good of the population sampled for the study. To prepare skills improvements, learning styles, to better understand skills that are mastered, and to understand learning strategies, to create lessons and individual learning plans, and grouping methods, and to learn what kind of technology to use. The benefits of the research are revealing developmental priorities of online liberal arts mathematics courses, improving learning outcomes, increasing completion rates, and just making math count more for more students. And those benefits far outweigh the challenges of the research, which are the typical challenges of time, money, and finding volunteers. The stakeholders of this project are students, policymakers, financial aid, math instructors, and employers. This study will measure learning outcomes and attitudes toward mathematics. Measuring learning outcomes will be done using the next generation quantitative literacy assessment tool And measuring attitudes toward mathematics will be done using the Attitudes Towards Mathematics Inventory. Measuring student perception of course relevance and usefulness fulfills the qualitative portion of this study, where we look at students' perception of the relevancy and usefulness of the online liberal arts mathematics courses, where we listen to their commentary of their oral reports for different elements of relevancy and usefulness about collaborative learning, creative projects, constant accountability, distributive leadership, the usefulness of assessments and content. And then we'll look at those and compare how students feel the relevancy of the content in the course are against the learning trends, retention rates, learner satisfaction, and maybe even career readiness. A correlation is likely to exist between offering relevant and useful mathematics content, technology, and practices, and improved learning outcomes, and increased completion rates. Some key members in this research are, well, the researcher, who has a 3-year commitment to do the literature review, develop research questions and objectives, choose tools and get permissions to use them, apply to IRB, reflect and review strategies, design assessment and analytical strategies, and report findings. The project reviewers will have a 1-year commitment where they are content experts and will review the content. They will review andragogical practices and review teaching strategies, as well as be objective reviewers of the research design. The reviewers have experience in publishing research and are both experts in liberal arts mathematics. The mathematics instructors are key members in this research. They will provide online liberal arts math courses. They'll distribute and collect assessments, collect oral reports, participate in research discussions, and share ideas and suggestions about course and research design. The students are key players. They will volunteer to participate in the study. They will complete 2 assessments at the start and end of the course, participate in course assignments, and participate in the member checking process. The project budget the project budget is made for 100 students, which would be the ideal minimum number of participants of this study, which we do expect to give the researcher a stipend of $3,000 per semester for 3 semesters, for a total of $9,000. The reviewers are expected to get paid $4,500 per semester for a total of 2 semesters each. The research assistant is expected to receive a stipend of $2,500 for 1 semester. It's the researchers' hope that 5 math instructors will be recruited from universities and colleges throughout Arkansas to administer the 4 assessments and 2 oral reports required for this study. Those 5 instructors are expected to each receive a stipend of $500, just as an incentive per instructor, which brings a total of $2,500 if we get our 5 instructors that we're looking for. Student participants are expected to receive a $10 incentive per assessment. Each student does 4 assessments, and we're expecting 100 students. This comes out to a $4,000 total. Any learning management support that we need for this study will be provided by campus support, campus technology support, or Blackboard support, which already has an annual salary and will not cost us any extra money. The 2 professional developments needed to train the 5 math instructors and the research assistant and should also include the reviewers, should receive $1,000. The two professional developments to apply relevant content. A $1,000 stipend is requested for 2 professional development sessions for a total of $5,000. That's a $1,000 stipend for each of the 5 math instructors who attend. That is for travel and here you see the project budget. The project budget reveals that the primary investigator should receive a $3,000 per semester stipend for 3 semesters for a total of $9,000. The 2 reviewers of the research are expected to receive a $4,500 per semester stipend. That is for 2 semesters each and a total of $18,000. The research assistant is expected to receive a 1 semester stipend of $2,500. The hope of the researcher is to recruit 5 math instructors to teach the online liberal arts math courses. Those instructors are expected to each receive an incentive stipend of $500 per semester for 1 semester, possibly 2 if the research goes great. At least 100 students are hoped to participate in the study, and those students are expected to each receive a $10 incentive per assessment. They each take 4 assessments, so that would come out to be a total of $4,000 for student incentives. The campus learning management crew will take care of any learning management data collecting needs that we have, and they do have a salary, so we will not have to give them any money. A $1,000 stipend is expected for travel pay for the 5 instructors recruited to attend professional developments on leading the online liberal arts math course. The IBM SPSS statistics software costs $79 a month for the full version, which the researcher does hope to have for the project. SurveyMonkey is the easiest way to collect the data that we need for the Richter scale portions of the quantitative data collection. And the SurveyMonkey is a $300 annual fee, was the smallest fee that they had for this type of project. The transcriptions of the audio scripts for student oral reports cost $1 per minute, and we do expect to have about 60 minutes of video per student, and this cost is $6,000. We do have a YouTube version that is not as accurate as the transcription company that does it for us. So we really do need the professional transcription. We have a few small supplies here that we may need, which are number 2 pencils if we do administer any of the assessments on paper, which is highly doubtful, but the cost is calculated in just in case. We will possibly need photocopies. This is just in case we are not able to use the internet for our assessments. We will also need photocopies. So these 2 costs right here are flexible. And then we have our quantitative literacy algebra assessment, and those assessments are $15 each for a reusable version, so we can just get 1 for each of the 100 students and then they can reuse it. So that total amount would be $1,500 for a total project value of less than $50,000. To make math count more for more students, we have showed who can benefit from increased retention and completion rates in online liberal arts college mathematics courses. We have shown what the effect what effect relevant college mathematics content can have on retention and completion rates. And we've shown how data can be collected and analyzed to assess effects of relevant college mathematics content on retention and completion rates. And we've shown a timeline for when the effect of the relevant math on retention and completion rates can be examined. Thank you for watching our presentation. Please ask for reference handouts and ask any questions that you have. Thank you.